Good morning, my YouTube compadres. Another video coming to you on Apollo. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet with this one because there's not a lot going into it, and I know sometimes the videos get that long that you have to boycott Coronation Street just to watch it. But today we're going to be putting this Vauxhall Vivaro rock and roll bed into my Transit Jumbo Apollo. So yeah, we got this rock and roll bed from a mate, lovely condition, and I thought I'm going to squeeze it in somehow. And just as it happens, it's going to work out really well with the layout of the van. So I'll give you a quick sort of spin of how we're hoping to get it in. So as you come in the side loading door, we're sort of with the two swivel bases in, we've got this nice seating area. Obviously that battery's not going to be there. Then we'll have a table there in the middle. Sitting opposite, and the kids sit on the rock and roll bed for travelling. Because it's for a Vivaro, it's got this corner piece missing, which has worked out really well because our kitchen's going on this side. So basically we're going to have a narrow section of worktop here, and then it's going to kick out parallel to that angle there, and then follow through. And then we're also going to have an area here with a TV, so the kids, if the weather's a bit naff, can sit on this side watching the TV, playing games or whatever. I'll show you the rest of the van while we're at it. Look, bathroom there, dog crate there, kitchen. This is going to be a drying room. Anyway, back to the seat. That's what we're doing today. So the seat's going in there, and it's going to basically have an electrical cupboard underneath it, which is where all the batteries and everything are going. Obviously, because this is for a Vivaro, one, I've mentioned that, but I would guess that these plates here correspond to, they correspond, I would say, and fall in line with the sort of subframe and everything in a Vivaro, not a Transit. So the first job we've got to do is measure off whatever we can to get an accurate reading of where we're going to end up drilling through if we use the original holes. So that's the first thing you need to check whenever you're putting any seats in. Obviously you can't just chuck it in wherever you feel like it and start drilling the holes through, because you might be going straight into your subframe, then you're not going to get it bolted on. It's just, you can't. So you've got to make sure it's in the right position. So that's the first job. Once we've worked out if we can put it where we want it. Oh, the other reason we want it like that, I'll show you. So we've got this positioned, so when this goes down, it now lines up with the driver's seat when it's swiveled, which means if you need to, you've got about 7'5" in length, obviously on top of the 6-foot bed. Andre the Giant, he's got to be 7 foot, hasn't he? Yeah, Lurch could sleep in this van. Andre the Giant could sleep in this van. The Giant of James and the Giant Peach, I think if he took his shoes off, he'd be able to sleep in the van. What about BFG? Well, maybe. He's a small giant, isn't he? He's not a massive giant. Yeah. He's not as big as the rest of the giants. So maybe BFG. BFG could possibly sleep in this van. The other way, so his feet will over this gap into the put his head on the driver's seat. His feet could just angle over the end. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, BFG could sleep in this van.
We'll be able to turn telly on with his toes.
turn his telly on with his saws. You heard it here first. BFG can sleep in his van until... I said I'd keep it sweet with this video. Right. Right, so we've measured and checked the first hole. And we've drilled this one. That one's wonderful. And then we can measure off that one to get accurate readings on the others. This one is going to be fine. This one is going to be fine. This one is going to be fine. This one is not. But that's it. That's all this has got. It's only got 4 bolts. The back section of the seat, which I suppose is not a seat, there's no bolt holes. And this is factory fitted, M1 tested, la-di-da, all singing, all dancing. There's no bolt holes in the back. And obviously, with a normal seat, you would just have 4 underneath the seat. So I'm guessing that's why it's there. You've got the 4 underneath the seat, but one of them won't fit. So what we're going to do is add bolts to the back as well to compensate and increase safety, because we can get bolts into there. If we put 2 in the back and lose 1 at the front, that's 1 more than is recommended, and the back of the frame is supported. Although that is a big box section frame to try and bend in half in an accident, I'd rather it couldn't even try. So yeah, we're going to have to get the seat out and somehow drill some more bolt holes in the bottom of that. Right, so we've had a plan. What we're going to do, because obviously drilling through that steel ain't going to be an easy task. Normally we'd do that on the drill press, but we can't put a rock and roll bed in the drill press. So we're going to get the rock and roll bed, lay it down, flip it over, lay it on some old sponge we've got, and then that should make it nice and safe, cushion to cushion, so we can drill it out. You can see this better now, look. So these, obviously this is the front, 4 holes, back, no holes. So we're doing away with one of the front holes, but adding 2 to the back. Safer. So, holes drilled under the van, I've just chucked a thin bolt in there just so I can see where we are, and hold the bench and seat, and left that one in there. So you can see we'll come through there. Now, one of the factory fitted plates probably would have fitted on there, but I don't have them, so I'm going to make my own. But then obviously I'm going to use one piece of plate. We've got some 60mm wide, 6mm thick steel bar, so that plate's going to make one solid plate under there, and then because we've only got one on the front, I'm going to put a section in here, yeah, probably about 150mm in length maybe. So that's one for there, and then at the back again we've put the 2 extra ones in, so there's going to be a piece of plate in here, another one there, again a piece, and then another one is going pitch black here and right in between 2 beams, but again there's just another big section, so stick 150mm long piece of 60mm wide and 6mm thick plate on the bottom of there, and then get it bolted up. That's the plates chopped up with a long one, we're bracing the 2 bolts, these 2 for 2 single bolts, that's for a single bolt, it's quite close in, so there's no point wasting steel. The ones that you buy off eBay are actually that size, 100mm, well actually 100 by 50, that's 100 by 60, so it's the same, it's actually a little bit bigger than the standardised one that you would buy, and obviously a lot bigger. So I need to get them cleaned up, get all that rust off, and then I'll drill them, and once they're drilled I'll paint them, just paint it with Amorite. They're going to get under sealed with the van anyway when the van gets under sealed, but I'll paint it with Amorite just to stop them rusting up again. Don't do what I did and cut it before you clean it up. Much easier to clean it up on a long length. That was the easy one done, well, but one side of it, nice difference at the edges. I've got to do these ones. That'd have been so much easier if they were still on the bar. I have to excuse the extractor fan, got a bit dusty in here doing this, but there we go. Nice 4 nice clean plates. Get them drilled, get them under the van. So, not that these are required, but just for added safety, these washers are going to be going top and bottom, so that's above this plate and below that plate, just to make sure the bolts don't pull through. It's just a smaller hole on the washer, just spreads that even further. As I say, this is not needed, however, extra security is always good. There you go, 4 plates hanging up to dry. Obviously it's a lot quicker just to order a universal set off eBay, but this way you can have them exactly sizes, you can oversize them, you know, make them fit to your subframe. So, and ours are a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. So this bit's the tricky bit because you've got to get under the van and you're going to need to put your washers and your plates, it's all got to be held in place. So I've found the easiest method is to get someone else to do it. Are you ready, Kyle? Yeah. Front or back? Either. Got mad. I'm trying, it's just seems to be a spanner in both directions. Oh yeah, it's mint that. Whichever way you flick it, it only, oh yeah, it does nothing or nothing. I'm gonna have to get a proper. Yeah, might as well come out. Could be a while. There's your view from underneath again. Bolted. You can't really see the plate, but you see the plate. It's the darker area in the middle. There's a massive plate on it. Take my word for it. Bolts, locking nuts, washers, jobs are good on. There you go. How to put a Vivaro seat, what's meant to go at the back, in the front of your Transit Jumbo. Not that anyone else is ever going to do that again. But you can relate that to any seat installation. Obviously you need to be checking manufacturers' handbooks and spiel and stuff, but basically we've gone more than what they did, so it's safe. And that concludes another video. As you can see, we've got a lot of the carpet in, which you haven't seen yet because the video's taking, it's a big one. It's a big one. You're gonna have to get yourself a cup of tea and a pack of biscuits before you sit down to watch that one. But it will be coming up soon. If you don't want to miss it, don't forget, please do hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, or you will miss it. That's that. We'll see you again soon.